Ready to start. I want to welcome you all. So far we have 55 participants. Thank you for joining. My name is Patricia Rahme. I'm from Assabil team. I'm the Public Libraries Coordinator. I'm going to be your host today, and I'm going to be moderating and leading the discussion in the second part of this online event. So welcome everyone. Today we'll be launching the British Council Digital Library in partnership with Assabil Association. This is a very hot topic today. We know that in these circumstances we are living, everyone is looking to access free and digital content. I will take just 1 minute to introduce to you the program of this online event. So we will start with the welcome speech given by Mr. David Knox from the British Council Lebanon, and Mr. ZIAD ABOU ALWAN, welcome, from Assabil Association. And then we will go and present the libraries. The British Council Digital Library will be showing you a short video about it to get to know much more about the content, the e-content in this library, available for free. And then I will do a short presentation about Assabil Association Public Libraries and how we are shifting toward e-resources. The second part of this online event will be a discussion panel. We'll be discussing the digital libraries as opportunities, but also we'll be discussing the challenges related to it and how to implement it. I'm happy that we are having with us some information specialists and library specialists in Lebanon. Dr. Gladys Saade is a professor in information science from the Lebanese University. Sawsan Habre is the Senior Library Archives Manager at the LAU, and Mrs. Roula and Mrs. Mira Fayad from IC Library. So we are trying to cover, to having a broader scope about digital libraries in Lebanon, and definitely they're gonna share with us all their experiences related to e-resources and free resources in particular. So at the first part of the panel discussion, we're gonna see the opportunities related to it. And then at the second part, we're gonna see what are the limitations or the problems they are facing, or maybe they can give us a few tips on how to manage the e-resources we have. Our participants are very are specialists. We have librarians, we have information science students, we have many people interested in accessing digital libraries in Lebanon. So to start, I'm gonna give the floor to Mr. David Knox and then to Mr. ZIAD ABOU ALWAN for the to open this session.
Patricia, thank you very much indeed for that introduction and welcome. Let me add my welcome to your warm words, and thank you and everyone who's joined us. It seems like a strange time to be doing this particular launch on a Friday afternoon before the holidays, and I'll come on to say a little bit about some holiday activities for you all. Because when the library launches, I've got 3 tips of resources that I would point a finger at. But let me take a moment and to thank our colleagues from Assabil. For me, it's very important that we recognise we are in this transition. We have all had to get very much more used to living and operating in a digital space. But for me, the partnership with Assabil is fantastic news, because it enables us to engage with a wider public through their membership in a blended way, because Assabil members are already accessing digital resources of the old-fashioned type in the shape of books, but also they are using blended resources and digital resources too. And for me, it really is a gift from the UK to Lebanon. These are free resources the UK publishing industry, libraries industry, has been thinking about what can we offer in these incredibly difficult times that we face with COVID-19. And for me, you know, as country director here in Lebanon, I think we've probably had a year to trump most, that we've had more challenges in Lebanon than perhaps anywhere else. So I'm particularly pleased to be able to launch this here. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into some of the content. Now, again, I'm sure that Patricia, your users and many of the people who are listening will be more adept at using digital resources than I am. It took me a little while to find my way around a new navigation platform. I have a teenage daughter at home who can help me with that, though. But bear with us in terms of how you access and use these resources. I'm going to pick out 3 to share with you. So firstly, an ebook. I thought I haven't read a book for much of the year in terms of sitting down with a novel. And I've chosen Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who's a Nigerian writer. Her novel Americana is set on 3 continents between Nigeria, the US, and the UK. And it explores big themes around relationships, race, migration, and class. All of those things are aspects of life here in Lebanon. So I hope to find an audience to have a discussion about that fabulous resource. For those of you like me who are time poor, and I'll point to the magazines section of our library, there's a wonderful UK publication called The Week, and it is a digest of the week's news. And it's largely from a UK perspective, but it looks at global news, global issues through the lens of UK media, but also through international media, so the major media houses from around the world. And of course, there's a commentary on the latest information in arts and culture, which is very dear to the British Council. And I'm going to finish with an element of music. I have a love of music, more as a consumer than a performer, I hasten to add. And I'm going to cheat a little bit and point you towards the resources of the British Council's Selector music programme, which is broadcast online every week and features the latest UK music. So that's my 3 tips of resources. Just to finish, I mean, for me, as I said at the start, it's what the British Council's all about: sharing friendly knowledge and understanding. I quote from our Royal Charter from the 1930s. Our purpose is to promote cultural relationships and understanding of different cultures between the people of the UK and other countries. And I can think of no better way to do it than through sharing resources in a digital library. Thanks very much, Patricia.
Thank you, Mr. David. Mr. ZIAD.
Marhaba. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Mr. David. On behalf of Assabil Association, Culture for All, and myself, I welcome you all for this event, dear friends. Assabil has for its primary mission making knowledge, learning, and culture accessible for all, which is why we are pleased to partner with the British Council in the launch of this first digital library in Lebanon. A platform that, in alignment with the core principles guiding Assabil's mission. At this time, more than ever, in the midst of a global pandemic and economical turbulences in the country, launching a free digital library would actively mitigate economic, financial, and geographical constraints and inequalities, by allowing all its users access to a large database of learning and cultural opportunities. Lebanon has always been at the forefront of cultural advancements in the region, and this partnership with the British Council is just another proof of the Lebanese commitment to cultivate learning and knowledge spreading. We at Assabil trust in the importance of ebooks and look forward to watching the impact of the platform will have, as we believe it beautifully complements the different tools that Assabil has been putting in the disposal of the Lebanese readers, especially in the 3 Beirut municipal public libraries. Having said this, we of course always try to better ourselves at Assabil. We are always try to transfer our libraries to be more as a community centers, to give a better product and better support to all people that do not have, to all people that are in need. This addition is very important to us at Assabil. We are trying for a long time to be compose an e-library. Now we have this chance thanks to the British Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ziad. I forgot to mention the second part of this presentation or this session is gonna be in English and in Arabic. So please feel free, if you want to ask a question, you can write your question in the chat box. Plus, the interventions with the panelists is going to be in Arabic and in English, so everyone can understand and can participate in this session. So in this second part, I'm gonna Sarah Termus will take over. Sarah will give us a short presentation about the digital library. We'll be displaying a short video first about it, and then Sarah will give us more details about the digital library. At the end of this second session, please, there is a short space for questions, and Sarah is willing definitely to answer your questions regarding the digital library.
Hi,
I'm gonna ask.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say, first of all, hi everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm the communication officer in the British Council in Beirut. I just wanted to say that our colleague Ismail has joined us from OPT, the Occupied Palestine Territories, and he will do the presentation on the British Council Library because he's on the team. So he's with us now. So we'll play the video, and then we will he can do the presentation.
He can share his presentation. Great. Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Thank
so
you.
let us play the video. Hello, Ismail, and welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Thank you for
everyone.
joining us.
You're welcome. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you very well.
Perfect.
Ismail, you're gonna present to us the British Council Digital Library.
I am, and I'll do my best. I'm not a librarian or a bibliophile or an information scientist. For my sins, I'm the Levant lead for digital libraries here. And a very warm welcome to Lebanon, to the digital libraries. You'll be joining Palestine, Iraq, and Jordan, and with more countries in the cluster to follow. So ahlan wa sahlan fikum. I just wanted to give you some context and purpose of digital libraries and just reinforce what David and the others have said in terms of where digital library sits in terms of our digital, in terms of our cultural relations. I've got a short presentation. I'm not going to read the slides, but I'm going to talk to them, and I hope there'll be an opportunity to ask questions during the after the presentation, or indeed at any time after this session. So I'll be more than happy to answer anything. So I'm just going to share my screen, if you just bear with me. I wonder if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can, Ismail.
Great. You can see it and read it, I hope. Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
Brilliant, thank you. So in terms of digital libraries, in a way, we're bringing digital libraries to the home of libraries. So this region, the Levant region, was the home of libraries over 700 BC. And the first library as such, and if you define library as something that's, a collection of books or artifacts that are curated, that are organized, that are stored in a way that people can access them, was found in Iraq. And ironically, those cuneiform tablets are now in the British Museum, and we're bringing the digital libraries to the Levant. So therein lies the irony, but it's all about sharing. So as David said, British Council libraries were established way back in the 1930s. In fact, they were the first pieces of cultural relations. And the idea was around the free exchange of learning and ideas. And they were normally based in embassy or consulate compounds. And they were a cultural and intellectual feature, a fixture of the British Council. But of course, they tended to be quite exclusive, and access was an issue, and they tended to be sort of occupied by people with intellectual pursuits or those seeking to study overseas and so on. So fast track to the current age, and libraries have changed much in response to the digital revolution and the needs of young people. And that's been a driving force behind the new look British Council Digital Library. It's more a resource than a library, and sometimes libraries conjure up an image of books on shelves and people keeping quiet. This is nothing like it. And within the digital libraries, as David hinted, and the teaser video showed, there are over 100,000 resources. So there's something for everyone. So the idea of digital libraries is really to connect the best of UK digital content and resources and knowledge with the rest of the world. And we hope through membership, we'll be able to foster greater cultural relations and benefit societal change. And as has been said before, we think this is the right time and an opportune time. British councils are growing in popularity throughout the world. So far, we're now in 42 countries. And the current pandemic, isolation, learning has been disrupted and interrupted, institutions are closed. A digital library comes at just the perfect time. And as David said, this is a way of the UK showing its solidarity with the rest of the world, providing a safe space and a trusted source of information with sharing over 100,000 resources from a number of different platforms, magazines, ebooks, e-resources, and so on. So what is the digital library? Well, the digital library offers members access to the best of UK digital content, from online study resources, academic journals, to popular ebooks and audiobooks. Also award-winning movies and documentaries, magazines and newspapers. Everything from Hello Magazine to New Scientist, Shakespeare to Disney. It also offers training, Microsoft Office training and so on to learn a language. And it also offers content in over 20 different languages, including Arabic. It's also a dynamic and a global platform. So what you see on the platform is what's available globally. There's nothing that's been held back, so you can access everything. And it's a dynamic platform. Last month alone, there were 2,000 new titles added, 200 around the new climate change and environmental change issues. So it's highly topical and highly dynamic. And we hope that you'll find it useful and engaging. Who can access the digital library? Well, anyone. Anyone over 18 can become a member. All you need to do is to access the link that will provide you to register. You'll be given a library ID, just like you would for any other library, a membership number, and also you'll be able to select a password. Once you've done that on your browser, you'll be able to access the browser version, but you'll also be sent another link, so you'll be able to access the app version. And the app is also available on Android and iOS. And by clicking on that, it will direct you to download the MyLoft application, which is the application that you'll need to access all the resources that are available on the browser version, on the go, on your mobile device, wherever you are. The great benefit of the digital library is that not only can you access it anywhere, but you can also access it offline. We know that in some of the contexts that we work in here in Palestine, where in some cases electricity is interrupted and disrupted, you need to access information when you can, and it's not available all the time. So being able to download a book, to be able to look at stream something offline is a great benefit. What about inclusion? Well, we've thought long and hard about the digital libraries. There's a great deal of information out there, but it needs to be accessible. So it's also accessible to those with hearing impairment and audio-visual needs. The site is fully compatible for those with visual disabilities, but also it has a huge range of ebooks, and a lot of the content can be read out to those people too. So it's really accessible and easy to use. What are the audience that we think might be interested in the digital libraries? And from our experience, there's a whole range of people that are using digital libraries, including universities, professionals, entrepreneurs, students, artists and creatives. So this is really something for everyone on the platform. And what are they using it for? So far, our evidence shows that people are using it for things like English practice, IELTS and exam preparation, also for watching movies and culture and art, but also for the light-hearted aspects of digital libraries, to read comics, play games, and entertain themselves. So I hope that's given you, whetted your appetite. The teaser video has given you a short introduction to the libraries. I hope you'll sign up. I hope you'll all become members. Please do share with us your experience of the digital libraries, and we look forward to welcoming you on the platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Ismail. We can have a few minutes for your questions. If anyone has any question related to the digital library, please, you can raise your hand.
Yes, yes, I'm Sawsan.
Yes,
Hello.
go ahead, Sawsan.
I'm Sawsan Habre. I'm Sawsan Habre from the Lebanese American University. For how long can we have access to the digital library for free?
That's a great question. At the moment, the digital libraries is,
No answer.
is a free offer until the end of March this year. So for the next 3 months, it's absolutely free. After that, we will review. Some countries that do charge for digital libraries, it's the price of a large family-sized pizza for the whole year. So something like $15, which you will, I hope you'll find value for money. Just to put things into context, the magazines alone, the e-magazines alone, are valued at something like 150,000 British pounds. So if you were to subscribe to Hello, New Scientist, Amateur Photographer, and all those magazines, you would be paying something like 150,000 pounds. So I hope it's value for money.
But you have to take into consideration that you are living in Lebanon and the economic situation in Lebanon is disastrous. So there is no money, there is a budget cut in all universities. And I think that you have to think about it. You have to extend it maybe to till 2 or 3 more years until the situation will be back.
Absolutely. I mean, it's more a question for David. I'm not in Lebanon, but well, in Palestine, it's a very similar situation.
Ismail, yes, David.
Sorry, I'm more used to using Teams. I couldn't find the raise hand, so I thought of physical raising of hand. Yeah, I mean, living here in Beirut, I'm very much aware of the financial picture here and the challenges we face. As country director, having launched this, I will do all I can to keep it free to end user for as long as I possibly can. We haven't determined the future yet. This is a difficult time for the UK as well as Lebanon. It's obviously more difficult in Lebanon than the UK, but I hope this act of generosity on our part can indeed be extended. And I hear what our colleague from LAU raised as a very real concern. So, noted. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Yes, Jennifer Abu Zayed. Jennifer, you raised your hand. Salam Ra'i. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
I think.
Hi, everyone.
18 can access the.
I wanted to ask, there's a way we can benefit schools. Can we? Yes, it's me talking. Can you hear me?
Jennifer is talking.
Yes,
now?
Jennifer, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So I was wondering, you can benefit from this school.
Jennifer, we are having a problem.
Schools like.
Jennifer, can you hear me?
She's asking.
Can you subscribe students? Yes, I can hear you properly.
Yes, please. Can you repeat your questions? We had a problem with the connection.
Okay, I was wondering if we can benefit from this whole library and subscribe students to keep track with their progress and reading, maybe suggest books or magazines.
We didn't hear you well, Jennifer. Can you please type your question in the chat box? Were you asking about if it's beneficial for students? We didn't hear you well, Yani. There was a problem with the connection.
Yes.
Please, Jennifer, I will read your question. Salam, are you here? Salam, do you have a question?
Yes, my name is Salma, and I was checking.
Salma, sorry.
You previously said that only people over 18 have access to the application or the website.
Ismail, can you answer the question?
That's right. Membership is only available, open to those who are 18 or above. But of course, there's lots of content on there for a younger audience, games and quizzes and so on, and sort of resources for young children. So if you have membership, then you can share it with your children. But the nature of some of the material on the website, as you can imagine, is of a sort of for an older group, so it has to be supervised. So that's why membership is only available to those 18 and above.
All right, thank you so much.
Samira has a question.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Samira. I wanted to ask a question concerning the membership. I went to the website of the British Council and I found there's a registration kind of a link for us if you want to sign up into this, and it says it's valid until 1 June. So is it 1 March, as you said, or 1 June, as the website says? I'm a bit confused over here.
Hi, my understanding was end of March, but if it's end of June, we'll look into that. And as David said, we'll look into it being available as free as possible for as long as possible.
Yeah, just to add, we have negotiated 1 June. Sorry, Ismail, to not have given you the latest information, but that's the current cutoff point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samira. Actually, this was one of our questions in Assabil. So we had a concern regarding till when we can access this database. So till now we have free access till June. And then later on, as Mr. David said, maybe this access will be for a longer period. Nobody knows, but this is what we are hoping. Okay. Carla, you have a question? Go ahead, please.
Hello, I was just asking concerning the subscription, because as a school librarian, I want to know how I can invite the students and how I can inform the school admin about it. What are the procedures that we have to do? Because we have around 2,000 students, and if it's only addressed for 18 and above, that means it's not applicable for students then.
No, that's a really good question, and it's something that we've had faced before. But we are bound by the content providers that membership has to be for those who are 18 above, and then if they are to then share that subscription with somebody else, or maybe a family member within their immediate family or within a school setting, then it has to be supervised because of the nature of the other content. Because it's an open platform, there's no way that you can filter out certain content. As I said, it is a global platform, so it would need to be supervised.
So in this case, we have to invite the parents to have the link or the app, and then it's at their own free will to subscribe.
That's right. I mean, exactly. We're in this time of disrupted learning, a lot of parents are signing up through their schools or universities, and they're using the resources supervised, and that's in some cases that works.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Jennifer was asking also about school librarians, how the students they can benefit from this database and how they can subscribe to the British Council Digital Library. Is there a process to follow in order to, let's say, they add a link from their website so everyone can access?
Your country, your British Council Lebanon will share a link with you, and then you'll use that link to set up your membership. So that's how the process will work. Just on the previous question about the sign-up period and it's free till end of June, what I would really encourage people to do is we can only make an argument for it being free for as long as possible and as free as possible if people sign up in the first place. So really I would encourage people to sign up on the platform. It helps our business case.
Thank you, Ismail. One question from Gabrielle: are the books online or are they downloaded on the device?
So you have an option with the e-magazines and so some of the books. You could actually browse them online. You can also download them.
Okay. Carla is asking, can teachers share the resources with students?
That's a good question. I mean, we can't control everything that happens in every setting. So if a teacher decides that they want to share a specific resources that's suitable for their audience with their supervision, then personally, I don't see that as a problem.
Roula, you have a question?
Yes, my name is Roula Saar. I'm from IC Library. If we want to know the resources, the title of the magazines it includes, how can we know that?
If you wanted to know the title of a magazine?
Yeah, the magazine that it covers.
I see. There's a search function, so you can search the e-magazine database. There's also a carousel, so you can navigate your way around easily, all the magazines. So it's pretty intuitive, but as has been suggested, it's still early days for the digital libraries. So if you think we can make any improvements, do let us know.
Okay, and if we want to contact somebody for a trial, whom shall we contact?
You can contact your the British Council Lebanon, and they will share a link with you, and that will take you to the trial version.
Last question. For the subscription, is it per user or a package?
Okay, I'm not sure I understand that question, but membership is on an individual basis.
Okay, this is
you have access to everything.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Regarding the list of resources available in the database, it's like a portal, Roula. I will show you later on how you can access it, and you can search for all the materials in this portal. Plus, us as Assabil, we are going to do a seminar for librarians to help them how to access these databases, how to search them, and how they can use them effectively. So we are going to organize a series of events. So this is the first event to launch the digital library, and later on you will have like 4 or 5 events and activities to help all the librarians and the users effectively use the database.
Okay.
Samira, you have a question? Go ahead, please.
I have. I'm sorry, concerning one thing, downloading, you said we can download books as on our desktops. So like we can have a PDF copy of that?
Yeah, so the way it works with books, you'll be able to check out a book like you would do out of a library, and that will give you, I think it's 21 days, David, correct me if I'm wrong, to be able to sort of read it, and then it will expire just like any other.
Okay, so we only read it on the website. It's not like I was thinking, wait, what about copyright?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Like, it's not downloaded as PDF, so like we can't.
It is downloaded. It is downloaded. You'll be able to.
Okay. Thank you everyone for your questions. We will have a second speaker during this event at the end for your questions also. So I'm gonna go just to show you how you can access the digital library from Assabil website. So I'm gonna share my screen. Ismail, if you can stop sharing your screen, please. Okay, so I guess you can all see Assabil website. Okay, shortly I'm going to talk about Assabil. Assabil is a non-governmental organization founded in 1997. Our slogan and mission is culture for all. So, so part of this partnership with the British Digital Council library is to share with others a free content available for everyone. So we added actually a link on our website to the British Council Digital Library. You can click on it and you will be redirected to the description about the library, plus where you can see all the contents, and at the end you can register. As Ismail said, it's at the individual level, so they don't have like an institutional account or something. It's an individual level. You can go just fill in all the details. So I'm gonna click on register now just to have an idea. So you fill in all your details, personal information, address, contact information, and others. Plus you can have your username and password, and you can access the content, okay? Once you are in the collection, it's gonna be you're gonna have a search box where you can search all the collection for books, ebooks, all the materials included in this database. Regarding the Assabil vision for the coming period, as I said, everyone is looking toward hybrid libraries, so giving access to print resources, and this is what we used to do. So in our collection, we have around 47,000 print books at Assabil libraries. We have 3 libraries in Beirut, 3 public libraries. And definitely we are devoted to cultural activities around the year. So the British Council Digital Library is an asset, it's an added value, and our objectives in the coming months is to work on our e-resources and have access to multiple e-resources, especially open and free access resources. So I'm gonna launch the panel. We know that, especially in Lebanon, it's the right time to have access to free digital resources. Because of Corona, we are all, we need to access we need to have distance access to e-resources. Plus, with the economical crisis we are facing, multiple libraries in Lebanon, they cannot actually renew their subscriptions to non-free resources, unfortunately. So free e-resources are the solution and an opportunity, and this is the title of our discussion panel. So I'm gonna introduce our panelists. I'm gonna welcome, just let me stop sharing. So I want to introduce our panelists for today. Dr. Gladys Saade. Dr. Gladys Saade is a professor at the Lebanese University, and she's done many research regarding the information behavior of people, of students, especially in Lebanon. So she has a common knowledge about the information environment in Lebanon. Mrs. Sawsan Habre is the senior archivist at the Lebanese American University in Beirut. Welcome. I'm gonna also welcome Roula from IC Libraries, and I forgot the name. Sorry. And Mira. So Roula and Mira Fayad from IC Libraries, you are also welcome. So in this case, we're gonna cover the research side, plus the university academic resources side, and the school libraries, because I know that many of you, and the public libraries definitely, because it's a general resource where you can have access to different types of resources. I'm gonna start with my question to Dr. Gladys. In your experience and latest observations regarding the current needs of people, of information researchers, they need to access e-resources for free. So what do you think, what are the opportunities now we are having regarding accessing free e-resources, especially in Lebanon?
بدي رحب بالجميع.
أكيد.
definitely. بدي أول شيء أشكر المركز الثقافي على الإنجليزي على هالمساهمة على هالتجربة، وبدي أقول إنه بالفعل كوفيد خلق بكل نواحي المجتمع، إن كان بالجامعات وإن كان بالمدارس وإن كان بالمجتمع ككل. في عنا حاجة ماسة لأنه نحصل على free resources، خاصة بالوضع المادي الحالي والاقتصادي للبلد. إلا إنه مثل ما بنعرف إنه لما بنقول accessing resources free resources، أكثر الأوقات بنكون عم نحكي عن accessing American content, English content, French content، وعنا كتير صعوبة إنه to access Arabic content. هيدي المشكلة عويصة وبتطرح إشكاليات كبيرة. هيدا ما بيمنع إنه في عنا digital libraries صار فيه، وإنما هيك إذا الواحد بيطلع عليها نظرة سريعة بيشوف إنه المحتوى تبعها قديم جداً وأكثر مايل للتاريخ وللتراث بالعالم العربي وتحديداً بالعالم الخليجي أكثر. بينما إذا أنا لأني أكثر عم بشتغل على الصغار، هني ما كتير بحبوا هالبرودكت هيدا. زد على ذلك إنه غالباً ما الديجيتال لايبرري هي كتب، كتب يعني اي بوكس، اكيد عم بحكي بالاي فورمز، وهن بحاجه لتنوع اكبر بمصادر المعلومات وبالانواع، بحاجه لموسيقى، لافلام، لامور اخرى، وهيدي معنا اياها للاسف. وهيدي يمكن مقدمه. نحن عم نمر بمرحلة بالفعل هي ثورية، ما بدي أحكي إنه ثورية بمعنى الثورة، بس نقطة تحول، يعني عم تعمل شيفت باراديغماتيك، يعني شيفت فكري وشيفت مجتمعي. يعني نحن بحاجة ماسة بمنطقتنا هلأ ما كبر سكوب، خلينا نقول بلبنان، يعني إنه ننمي أو نشتغل على أفكار جديدة. نحن بحاجة إنه نعمل نقلة نوعية فكرية فيما يخص الاتجاه اللي بدنا ناخده نحو هالديجيتال لايبراريز. يعني نحن بحاجة نفكر بليب فروغينج جدي. ليب فروغينج بمعنى إنه ننتقل من حالة إلى حالة، لأن الوضع اللي عايشينه حالياً كتير عم يخلق جزر، ومع الأزمة الاقتصادية رح يصير عنا الانفو ريتش والانفو بور، بس بشكل كتير حاد. وأنا هيدي شفتها بالدراسة اللي عملناها أنا وياكي عن مواقف مديرين المدارس الرسمية تجاه المكتبات. كان الموقف كتير واضح. بالفعل نحن مجتمع عم ننتج جزر، حيث هناك مجتمعات توازي المجتمعات الأمريكية والغربية، ومجتمعات أخرى اللي هي الأعرض، هي المجتمعات يلي تعيش ما يسمى بالإنفورميشن إيج وكأنه لم يحصل بعد. ما عم بيكون عندهم صعوبة بأنه يمكن يكون عندهم تقنيات عم تتواجد، يمكن التقنيات، بس التقنيات إذا ما بنقدر نوصل لمحتوى، وإذا ما عندنا المايند سيت يلي بيشجعنا إنه نوصل على محتوى، ساعتها بتصير الأداة مش مفيدة بالشكل اللي نحن بدنا إياه. من هون أنا مقتنعة إنه أكيد في حركة لازم تصير، تحول فكري، نعتبر فيه كلمة sharing و cooperating و collaborating، هول الكلمات نعتبرهم مهمين ونتعامل معهم بهالمنحى، بمعنى إنه نحن بحاجة كجامعات بتخرج أخصائيين معلومات، كجمعية مكتبات كمان تعنى بهذا الشأن، وكمكتبيين من كل وكمجتمع مدني، إنه نفكر كيف بدنا نشرك أكبر عدد ممكن من هالناس يلي ليسي بور كونت المتروكين، كيف بدنا ندخلهم. وأنا بعتبر إنه هون أخصائي المعلومات كتير لازم يسائل دوره ويعتبر إنه عنده دور بالمجتمع. فوالا.
Thank you دكتور جلاديس. سوسن بتوجه لإلك، برأيك كيف المكتبات الجامعية بلبنان عم تتعامل مع موضوع الفري ريسورس، وشو هن المبادرات اللي انتم عم تطلقوها بهذا المجال؟
اوكي، انا قبل ما بلش احكي عن الاي ريسورسز عنا بالجامعه، انا بدي زيد شيء على اللي حكته جلاديس هلا. نحن بلشنا، نحن انتبهنا لقصه الاوبن اكسس من 2005، وانا كنت عملت كذا برزنتيشن بلبنان وبرات لبنان عن الاوبن اكسس. وبال 2008 اخذت الانيشيتيف انه اعمل كونسورتيوم لل interlibrary loan و document delivery services between academic libraries. حتى كان معنا الاسكوا، معنا ناس تانيين مش academic libraries، وبهالكونسورتيوم نحن عم نعمل بعدهم نكملوا. يعني انا فليت صرت هلا المانجر تبع الاركايف تبع ال يو، في حدا تاني استلم محلي. بفتكر رندا كمان عم تسمع، رندا كانت وقتها بلمان، وفتحنا على بعض وصرنا نعمل شيرنج للكتب، كل شيء مش موجود بجامعه ينجاب من الجامعه الثانيه فور فري، وحتى دوكيومنت ديليفري نقدر نجيبه من بعض. يعني ديجا من 2008 نحن بلبنان بلشنا نشتغل على قصه الاوبن اكسس على القليله بين الاكاديميك انستتيوشن، وبعد القصص عم تتطور زياده وزياده. بفتكر انه المشكله الاساسيه بالاوبن ريسورسز هي مش عند الجامعات، هي عند الببلشرز. يعني هون المين كونسيرن انه كيف الببلشرز هن يلي بدهم يقدروا يعطوا ماكسيموم من الاوبن، من الارتكلز، من البوكس يكونوا موجودين اوبن اكسس. لانه اذا بدكم الميل الثانيه يلي هن البابليك لايبريز ولا الاكاديميك لايبريز ولا شيء، هن هون عم ياخذوا، يعني عم يكونوا ريسبتور للانفورميشن. وهون القصه الكبيره اللي صارت انه بالاول الببلشرز كانوا رافضين رفضا باتا الاوبن اكسس، بعدين شوي 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 صاروا تحت الضغط. هلا ما في ببلشر كبير من السيفير لسبرينجر لا ما عندهم اوبن جورنالز، اوبن اكسس جورنالز. سو نحن رايحين لهالاتجاه. اكيد ما في مجال للواحد يفكر انه يوقف، لازم نلحق هالاتجاه اللي رايح بسرعه. هلا نحن بالال اي يو اول شغله خففنا كثير المجلات، تقريبا 90 او 95% للبرنت عملنا شيفت الالكتروني، منهم فري ريسورسز بندفع حقهم، وكذلك البوكس. نحن اللي عم نقدر نعمله هلا بالال اي يو انه نحن كل السكولرلي اوتبوت تبع الال اي يو، يعني كل شيء بيكتبوه الاساتذه والستودنتس، كل شيء بتصدر الجامعه عم نحطه في الريبوزيتوري تبعيتنا. ونحن على صعيد الاساتذه بنحط البري برنت يلي هن يعني اول درافت للاساتذه قبل ما ينعمل، بنحطهم اوبن اكسس توتالي. البوست برنت بنحطهم بس according to the policy of the journal او of the publisher، لانه البوست برنت usually هو بيكون معمل له يعني بري برنت، نعمل له بري ريفيوينج، صار بوست برنت. البوست بينحط عنا بس دائما بيكون في امبارجو بيريود، والامبارجو بيريود بيكون بيتراوح بين 6 اشهر وسنه او سنه وشوي، بعدين اوتوماتيكلي بيصير اوبن اكسس. will published by our faculty اللي published بجورنالز كتير مهمين واللي تابعين لإلسيفير بشكل أساسي، ولا شبرينجر ولا وايلي. هول ما بنحط لهم البي دي اف، لانه يوجولي لما الاستاذ يعمل بابليكيشن بحيلا جورنال بيمضي اجريمنت مع الببلشر، الكوبي رايت كله تبعه للببلشر، ما بيقعد عنده ولا اي حق في شيء، بس يعطي الاستاذ الكوبي رايت للببلشر. نحن بالال اي يو بوين ما كان ما بيقعد فيكم تحطوا بي دي اف تبعه، حتى هو الاستاذ ما في يستعمل الارتكل الا ب certain conditions، يعني بفير يوز او اتسترا، لانه بصير الكوبي رايت كله عند الاساتذه. سو نحن شو بنعمل لما يكون ببلش الارتكل؟ بنحط كل الميتا داتا، بنحط اللينك للويب سايت تبع الببلشر لحتى يقدروا يوصلوا له، ودي او اي اكيد. وبس في كثير اساتذه من عندنا هلا صاروا they are publishing open access ب open access journals، وهذا شيء كثير منيح. سو اوتوماتيكلي ما بنقعد بنحط لهم انتم بناخذ دغري الاوبن ارتكل وبنحطه عنا. وميزه الاوبن اكسس ريسيرشر ريسورسز انه غيرت الفانكشن تبع اللايبرري. يعني هيدي اللي لازم ننتبه لها كثير نحن، انه بالاول كانت اللايبرري تجمع كل الريسورسز من برا وتحطهم عندها باللايبرري والناس يجوا يشوفوها. هلا الرول تبع اللايبرري صار توتالي ديفرنت. الرول تبع اللايبرري صار انه ياخذ كل شيء سكولرلي اوتبوت عم يطلع من الجامعه، من الاساتذه، من الطلاب ومن الجامعه، وينحط لبرا. صارت اللايبرري مثل ببلشر اوف انفورميشن، ما عادت هي يعني تتلقى الانفورميشن. وهيدي كثير مهمه، لانه ليش مهمه للجامعه؟ لانه الرانكينج تبع الجامعه بين الجامعات العالميه هو متوقف قديش الجامعه عم تقدر تصدر open access information research للعالم. وكل ما كتر الاوبن اكسس ريسيرش كل ما علي الرانكينج تبع الجامعه بين الجامعات الثانيه وورلد وايد. لان هيك نحن مركزين كثير على الانستتيوشنال ريبوزيتوري. والشغله اللي بدي اقولها لان ما بدي اخذ كثير وقت من غيري، بدي احكي عن شغله كثير كمان بقصه كوبي رايت مع الاوبن اكسس ريسورسز. العالم بتفكر انه كل شيء اوبن اكسس فيهم يعملوا فيه اللي بدهم. هو مش صحيح. ما في شيء بينحط اوبن اكسس ان كان على ويب سايت ولا بالجورنال ولا وين ما كان الا ما لازم يكون في لايسنس اتاتش تو ات، وهاللايسنس بتقول لهم لليوزر شو في يعمل بهالشيء الموجود اوبن اكسس.
سوسن رح نحكي شوي بالديفيكولتيز بثاني بارت، بس خليني انتقل شوي على السكول لايبراريز تنشوف بس الاكسبيرينس experience of Roula and Mira, how they are dealing with e-resources وكيف عم يستفيدوا من e-resources towards students in a distance learning environment.
Hello everyone.
Yes, Roula, I can hear you.
اوكي انا لايبراريان بالسكندري سكول لايبراري. بتعرفي شيء انترستينج اللي قالته كثير مدام سوسن، بس نحن كسكول لايبراري ما بنقدر نعملها اوبن. It's just for students IC students. يعني نحن مشتركين عنا e-books. They can get access into it through their library catalog. They use their account, username and passwords, their account, their Gmail account that is related to the school. That we are subscribed to databases. في عنا الجيلنت، في عنا JSTOR. These are في عنا الفليبسترز، في عنا الاكزاكت اديشنز. هولي we are subscribed to، بس ما حنجيلهم open access outside IC users. يعني هن they can IC students can get access into them.
What about open resources Roula? Open resources.
لا open resources ما عنا، يعني للبابليك ما في. Just for IC، بس للIC users. They can get access into for them on campus and off campus.
اوكي بس انتم how you are يعني كيف عم تستفيدوا من هالاوبن ريسورسز اللي هن موجودين everywhere for students؟ يعني انتم كلايبراريانز كيف عم تقدروا تعملوا مانجمنت لكل شيء اوبن وتقدروا توصلون للتلاميذ تبعكم؟
اوكي قلت لك الداتابيزز from whom they can get access into them. and take the information. الاي بوكس كمان ذات الشيء بيحطوا their account IT department عاطينهم account they can use the OPAC through it و get access into the e-books.
اوكي والفري ريسورسز؟
الفري ريسورسز نحن عاملين ليست فيهم حاطينها على الاي سي ويب سايت library web page. It's for all users who can get into the IC website. يعني انت بتعرفي اي حدا في يفوت على الاي سي ويب سايت على اللايبرري ويب بيج حاطين لهم free online databases. Anyone can get into it and use the databases because they are for free.
What about العربي content اللي كانت عم تحكي عنه دكتور جلاديس؟
هيدا اللي عنا نحن مشكلة فيه، يعني فتشنا كتير ما في داتابيس بالعربي ولا في اي بوكس بالعربي لحتى نحن نعمل سبسكريبشن تو، ما في الا بوكس عادي. هلا الاوردر لحتى نلبي حاجات الستودنت بهيدا الشيء والستودنتس ما فيهم يفوتوا على المكتبة، عاملين انه بيبعتوا ايميلز لللايبراريانز بيقولوا لنا شو بدهم كتب according to their project، نحن بنحضر لهم اياهم بنحط لهم اياهم باج، بيجوا على الباب بياخدوهم they are under their names هذا بيصيروا، بس انه هن يفوتوا على المكتبة هن يعملوا سيرش على الشلفز لا.
اوكي
وبالنسبه للداتابيزز العربي للاسف يعني ما في، واذا لقينا عم نلاقي لان المحتوى بيكون كتير مثل ما قالوا كمان انه تراث وتاريخ وكذا، يعني منه ريليتد للكريكولم للمدرسه.
Can I share something?
لا we have to wait. We will have a small space for questions. Okay, Samira. I'm gonna ask Mira. Mira is also a librarian at IC. Hi.
Hi.
Mira, فيك تخبرينا how you are using these resources؟ تعطينا شوي tips. في عنا كتير librarians عم يحضروا كل يوم. How you can use e-resources in your daily activities?
اوكي هاي اول شيء انا اسمي ميرا فياض من الاي سي elementary school. نحن مثل ما قالت رولا عم نواجه مشكله بالعربي، انا بالانجلش ما في يقول انه في عندي مشكله. بالاوبن ريسورسز وبالريسورسز يلي موجودين عندنا بالسيستم يلي عم نتبعه باللايبراريز عندنا. بالنسبة للهاو تو كيف نوصل هول links للأولاد، أنا عم بعمل شيء اسمه virtual libraries. يعني كل أسبوعين تقريباً we're publishing a new virtual library في بقلبها عدة resources، يعني مش بس عم نحط فيها links لإي-بوكس through Google Slides إذا أكيد في عندكم علم فيها، وكله لينك تاع اشياء اونلاين، في فيديوز عم نعمل داونلود لفيديوز مثلا اكيد مع اللايسنس تبعهم الفيديوز ببينوا، وعم بتكون متنوعه يعني فيها كل شيء، يعني مش بس كتب، فيها اي ماجازينز فليبستر نحن بنستعملها كمان لينكد على البلاتفورم تبع فليبستر. وبس عندنا مشكله بالعربي صراحه، انا ريسنتلي بلشت اعمل فيرتشوال لايبرري بالعربي وعم لاقي كتير صعوبة إني لاقي اي ريسورسز للعربي. هلا ريسورسز موجود بس مثل ما قالت رولا الأولاد السنة ما فيهم يفوتوا على اللايبرري، ما فينا يعني بنعطيهم upon the request. وبس كمان العربي دايما في مشكلة، يعني وقت اللي بدنا نحكي توبيك معين عن العربي كتير بنتعب لنلاقي شيء up to the level تبع الكيدز. يعني لما نحكي مثلا عن الطاقة، الولد يعني بده يكون شوي سمبل، اللغة سهلة لحتى يقدر يقراها ويفهمها الولد. بالكتب العربي هاي ما منشوفها، يعني ما في differentiation. التوبيك شوي كبير بتكون اللانجوج صعبة، يعني المعلمة بدها تاخد بدها تعمل simplification لللانجوج لحتى تقدر توصل المعلومة للولد. هاي عم نحكي عن الكتاب العادي، ما عم نحكي عن اي بوكس. واي بوكس كمان منا يعني مثل ما قلت منا سهلة انك تلاقي. عم جرب لاقي فيديوز تعليمية مثل مثلا ما بنستعمل برين بوب بالانجلش، ما عم بلاقي، منا سهلة ابدا انه نلاقي. هيدا يعني ما بعرف إذا if I missed something. حتى الأوبن ريسورسز كمان عم نعمل لهم لينكس عن الويب سايت، سو هن فيهم يفوتوا ويشوفوهم يعني.
في شيء باتريسيا بس حابة يزيده بالال ام سي هي السكندري سكول لايبرري والميدل سكول عم نعمل شيء اسمه ميل تشيمب يو كان هاف ان اكونت فور فري ومن قلبه بتخليكي تعملي كامبين تحطي فيها شو الجديد اللي عم يوصل لك فري داتابيزز سبسكرايب داتابيزز نيو تايتلز بالانجلش عربيك اند فرنش بتحطي الكفرز بتحطي السمري كمان هيدي عم نعملها مونثلي وبنبعتها الاي سي كوميونتي كلهم.
Great. بتصور سميرة you have anything to add? You shared something on the chat box.
Yes, what I was saying is that concerning المصادر باللغة العربية, نحن as a school we are subscribed to iJana. Also, we got a free kind of trial with Nahla wa Nahel. They are also catered for the IB schools. يعني they have PYP content that are based on every single unit. يعني كيف ننظم أنفسنا, how we express ourselves. في كل اليونت بقلبها e-books. مثلا نحن وناهل مثلا بيجيبوا من دار الحدائق, من سكولاستيك, من كتير دور نشر, وكتير دور نشر لبنانية صراحة, يعني مثل دار العلم الملايين, دار الحدائق, في عندك ما فيها, لا في على بالي مثلا دار أنبوز كتير عندك.
Is this free سميرة؟
هلا ايجانا ونهلا ونهل no they're not, بس أنا I'm going to share on the chat a collection that I did on Follett Destiny Discover. It's a library management system that school libraries use. We use it in our school. We can do collections that have different topics. So I made a collection for my school that anyone can access if they access the school's website and the school's library that have free resources in Arabic, مصادر إلكترونية باللغة العربية.
Great. هدول منهم accessible على الويب سايت تبعكم, او كيف your students بيقدروا يوصلوا لهم؟ كيف
our students can access them من السكولز ويب سايت. بفوتوا على على كبسة فولت, بيكبسوا عليها بعدين they can put their credentials sign in, او اذا بدهم من برا بلا ما يعملوا sign in, بس to access e-books بدهم يعملوا sign in. So أنا من أول السنة عاملة account for every single employee عنا بالمدرسة, every single student عنا بالمدرسة, and I send the teachers مثلا how to follow it with Miss Samira, small videos telling them how to access follow it, how to access ebooks, how to access collections that I do for them. يعني أنا عاملة collections about virtual field trips, about ebooks, about.
Samira, they are asking you from which school you are.
From Al Hayat International School. It's an IB school. We've been in IB in the school, been there for like 7 years, and we're PYP certified, and inshallah in like 1 year or 2 we will be MYP certified.
Thank you Samira for sharing. I'm gonna open the discussion. خلينا نفتح شوي discussion إذا في مجال about the difficulties accessing open resources. ما بعرف إذا Mira and Roula you have anything to share what the students are facing, يعني what are the problems students are facing in accessing those e-resources. Mrs. Sawsan كمان what are the problems for the students to access open resources or related to the terms of use or any challenges related to the usage of e-resources. وأكيد everyone you can ask the questions in the chat box. We still have like 5 minutes, so if you have any questions to the panelists, go ahead, please.
ما بعرف إذا رولا وميرا بدهم يحكوا ولا أنا I can talk.
Go ahead, Sawsan. هيك in a brief way, what are the difficulties regarding accessing
sorry بس باتريسيا بالدiscussion اللي صارت هلا في شوية تلغط. الاي ريسورسز اللي عم يحكوا عنها هي منا open access resources, هي subscribed resources بس عايطين للتلاميذ الاكسس لانه هن تابعين لهالكوميونتي ولا لهالسكول ان كان منا open access resources. so راح الدiscussion راحت لميلة ثانيه. ما بعرف يعني انا حسيت انه هو المين subject هي open access resources, وهيدي بس اول شغله بدي احكي عنها. هلا بالنسبه للchallenges نحن المشكله الاساسيه كانت انه نحط الريسيرش تبعول الجامعه عنا ان كان الاساتذه بشكل اساسي هو الكولابوريشن تبع الاساتذه مع اللايبرري، لانه كان في كثير شو بيقولوا انه الاساتذه دائما ما بيحبوا يتعاونوا مع اللايبرري، لازم نحن نلحقهم. واول مره وثاني مره وثالث مره بالاخر اتفقنا مع الدين اوف جراديويت ستاديز انه صار في مثل اذا بدكم نسميه تهديد، انه اللي ما بيبعت الريسيرش تبعوله لللايبرري تينحط بالانستتيوشنال ريبوزيتوري ما بياخذ جرانت يعمل ريسيرش، بتوقف الريسيرش تبعه.
This is very important, Sawsan.
This is very important. I know
how
that.
To push, يعني how to push professors to include their publications in the repository and open.
If they are not willing to send, they will never get any grant to do research.
كيف بتحس يعني
نحن بالنسبة لليوزرز بما إنه كله open access اللي عم نحطه، يعني مش كله، يلي عم يكون open access وعم نحطه open access، مين ما كان في يشوفه، بس نحن حاطين licenses في term of use و licenses، يعني ما فيهم اليوزر يستعمل الثيسز تبعت تلاميذنا. نحن حاطين كل الثيسز يلي تلاميذنا بيعملوها والكابستون بروجكت under CC Creative Commons license, non-derivative, non-commercial, share alike، يعني النقيين موجودين بالعالم وحاطينها. So all our theses اللي published after 2003 حاطينهم هاللايسنس، يعني they have to stick to the license.
صح. When you talk about open access resources لازم كتير نهتم باللايسنسز وننتبه لللايسنسز واليوزرز يكونوا aware of these licenses، شو فيهم يعملوا in these content وشو ما فيهم يعملوا in this content. Thank you Sawsan. ما بعرف إذا
في term of use نحن حاطين term of use اثنين. sorry للthesis في term of use ولل scholarly publications scholarly items other than thesis في term of use. والترم اوف يوز هن بيقولوا لهاليوزر شو فيهم يعملوا بالكونتنت تبعنا اللي نحن حاطينه اوبن اكسس.
Yes. Rita Malouf is saying Shama is an open access database. We all use Shama database, Rita. Sarah has a question. Dr. Gladys has a question. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yes, good afternoon. كانت رولا عم بتقول إنه بالIC website library web page students can use free database. نحن كمدارس إنه أنا إذا بدي أوصل للمدرسة اللي أنا فيها أو للlibrary responsible إنه نحن كمدارس فينا نستعمل هيدول الداتابيز اللي هن free تبع الIC، أو الIC هي بتجيب resources خاصة لإلها. يعني can other students from other schools
Roula, can you answer? Or Mira?
رولا عاملة ميوت عم تحكي يمكن.
Sorry. Anyone who can use the access library web page at IC website, you can get access to any document there. So free databases and the free resources that are listed in the library webpage, anyone can get access into it and search.
Okay, so the website is IC website library webpage?
You can find the library under academics.
Oh, okay.
Even though also we put on the library webpage bibliography and references, resources for writing the citation. And it's free for everybody. Anyone can get access into these, the format in both APA and MLA as well.
Thank you, Roula. Thank you. Dr. Gladys, go ahead.
أنا بس بدي
We need to sum up like in 1 minute. Yes.
أنا بحب بس أشير لفكرة اللي هي الانفورميشن ليترسي، انه ان كان ال AU وان كان الاي سي هن عن جد من المؤسسات الانفوريتش اللي عنا واللي نحن بنفتخر فيهم اكيد، بس من المستحسن بهالمحل انه ينحكى انه بهالانفورميشن ايج ما زال عنا العديد من الناس اللي لازم انه نعلمهم استخدام المعلومات، وهيدا جزء مهم من شغلنا خاصة بالديجيتال لايبراريز وبأوبن أكسس لمساعدتهم على الوصول إلى المعلومات، لأنه المعلومات معقول كتير تكون متاحة أوقات بس في صعوبة بالوصول لها. وشكرا.
Thank you, Dr. Gladys. I have a question to Sawsan. What do you do to encourage LAU researchers to publish in open journals or to negotiate their rights with the publisher to be able to publish their preprints or any free version of their work? Sawsan, you are muted.
اوكي. الاستاذ لما يعمل ريسيرش هو ما بتفرق معه الماني، ما فرق معه. الاستاذ فرق معه على طول انه الريسيرش تبعيته تكون سايتد والناس تشوفها و they based on this research يعملوا ريسيرش ثاني. so بهمه الفيزيبيليتي of his research او her research. هيدي اول شغله. نحن بنقنعهم انه اذا انتم حطيتوا الريسيرش تبعيتكم اوبن اكسس بالريبوزيتوري تبعنا حتكون فيزيبل اكثر واكثر عنا. واذا if you publish in an open access journal حيكون الامباكت تبعها واصل لاكثر ناس ممكن، وانتم حتكسبوا اكثر. لانه هن على طول يعني براسهم ما فرق معهم ابدا المصاري، فرق معهم انه الريسيرش تبعيتهم توصل لاكبر عدد ممكن من الناس. هيدا الاساس. اذا if they publish in an open access journal حيوصلوا للهدف اللي بدهم اياه. بما انه they can publish in a subscribed journal، بس هاي السبسكرايب جورنال السبسكريبشن تبعها كثير غالي. few people حيكون عندهم possibility انه يشوفوا او يقروا هذا الارتيكل، الا يعني يلي مشترك الجامعه المشتركه بهالجورنال. ما حيكون عندهم زيت الاودينس زبطك او اليوزرز اللي حيشوفوه. يعني هي اهم شغله.
Yes, thank you, Sawsan. ما بعرف إذا anyone يمكن has a last question before ending this session. كان في كتير أسئلة، كرمال هيك اضطرينا إنه نتأخر شوي على التوقيت الofficial timing. كان المفروض نبقى 1 hour. We reached 100 participants, which is very good. We thank you everyone for joining this session. I thank the panelists, Assabil team, Akid British Council team. I'm gonna ask you at the end to open all your cams, everyone, so we can take the picture for all. Hey, Kamena, we can keep a nice virtual memory from this session. So I'm gonna ask you please all to open your cams so we can take a group photo.